solutions to get you moving in the right direction. So get off that couch and get to MaxFit Sports Nutrition now. MaxFit Sports Nutrition, where you can try it before you buy it. ESPN Northwest Florida advertisers get results.
Hi, this is Todd from PCB Hobby on Back Beach. Advertising with ESPN Northwest Florida has been a wonderful experience. Their staff is very knowledgeable and friendly. If you want to talk with customers like you never thought possible, reach out to the team at ESPN Northwest Florida, 850-215-4468.
Get results for your business. Call ESPN Northwest Florida, 850-215-4468.
This is Auburn basketball.
Baseline left out to the top. There's a steal for Jovic. Phillip on a drive to the hole. Holy cow! That's a one-man show right there. Phillip Jovic.
Saturday, the Tigers take on the Florida Gators in Gainesville.
Straightaway three to Hahn. Good. Nice play.
Coverage at 2:30 p.m. exclusively on the Auburn Sports Network.
Your spot for Auburn Tiger basketball on the Gulf Coast. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
WGSX Lynn 8 and W Field, Port St. Joe. Panama City's home for Super Bowl 60. Powered by Panama City Toyota. And now, the Gulf newest coach.
Hey, there's the new guy.
Paul Wilson.
That is not winning football.
Paul is your pipeline to the heart of the action.
The defense can only play this good for so long.
Hot takes, big reactions, and your calls are incoming.
This week, it's really going to be crucial.
The Sports Blitz.
They're playing championship football.
The new Sports Blitz.
You can say what you want.
104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
And it's 4 o'clock, and you're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson right here at 104.3 ESPN, your home for the NFL playoffs and Super Bowl 60. Don't forget, if you want to be a part of the show, you can be 850-215-6290, the Red 7T's phone line, your place for custom apparel right here in the Panhandle. Man, it's a beautiful day. We are not as cold as we have been, and I'm very, very, very thankful. Jeffrey, I know you're thankful. As always on a Thursday, I got Jeffrey in the building. What's up, buddy?
Yeah, we had more planes going out than coming in, and but the ones that were coming in, they were taking their coats off as soon as they stepped off a plane.
Oh, yeah.
At the airport.
Well, as soon as I kind of went out today a little bit, the jacket came off, and the greenhouse effect is for real in the truck. You know, because the sunlight's shining through, and it holds the heat. So that's called the greenhouse effect. Yeah, so I learned that in school. I still remember.
Your truck is an atmosphere.
That's right. A good atmosphere is comfortable. But either way, as always on a Thursday, we got Bone Crusher wearing my favorite drink on his shirt today. How you doing, Bone Crusher?
Good. And speaking of drinks, good news for Jeff. Lone Star Boil House now has your favorite thing to drink.
Oh, to drink?
The sweet brown liquor.
What's sweet brown liquor?
Their bar is now open. They got their liquor. They're now serving liquor over at Lone Star.
Oh, hard liquor.
Yeah,
okay.
Favorite.
He knows I don't drink beer.
Oh, okay.
I hit the hard stuff.
Oh, wow. I don't.
Why? You don't hit even beer?
I don't hit any of that stuff.
Oh, wow.
Mountain Dew for me, my friend, or Grape Co. On spot anytime. Sweet tea on the weekends, baby.
Yeah.
But either way, we're excited because it's Thursday. You know what that means, right?
Now, let me drop something on you.
Okay, go ahead.
King Cake Bushwhacker.
No.
That's what they have at the Lone Star Boil House. They make it there.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, and I've seen it one place in New Orleans, and that's the only other place I've ever seen it.
Yeah. Well, it's almost
sweet.
Mardi Gras time.
Well, it's Mardi Gras season.
It's a definite fun time. Let's talk about it. You going to Mardi Gras this year? You're going to go to Mobile? You're going to go all the way to New Orleans? You're going to go to Panama City Beach? What are you going to do with Mardi Gras this year? You're a Cajun. You got to participate.
You know what? I think I will go for a day or two over to Mobile because I've never been.
It's a great time. It's a great time. Just make sure you go to the good spots. I mean, and they have good. There's some good spots. There's some not so good spots. But
well,
I mean, for the most part,
you're mostly downtown.
Yeah, you are downtown. It's all downtown.
Because when they moved the Senior Bowl over to South Alabama's new stadium that they have, it's been open for what, 4 years probably
I believe so.
now.
Yep.
Yeah, it's been a little while. Brand new stadium, not as big as I'd like it to be, but they have the Senior Bowl, and then sometimes, if Mardi Gras is a little bit early, the Senior Bowl and Mardi Gras parades are going on the same weekend.
Yeah.
And the kickoff is like Saturday, so that's kind of a cool thing to go to Mobile and do.
Oh, yeah. Well, we're going to say a quick shout out to Otis Reed. Otis definitely has been to the Mobile parades, I'm sure. Oh, yeah, in Mobile. We're going to go ahead and go to the Red 70s phone line. We got Stone Cold Brian Austin on the phone line. He's live and local right at Lone Star Boil House. I'm sure if I was a betting man, I would say that the crawfish are boiling up. How you doing today, Brian?
Doing good, brother. How y'all, man?
We're doing fantastic. Them crawfish, are they jumping out right now?
They are. Yeah, I'm already 4 stacks down for the day. So.
Oh man.
Wow.
So what you got going on over there? What's the? I guess you can go if it's okay. We go ahead and give the price of what you get and kind of what comes in your platters over there for the crawfish.
So we're doing 3 pound, 5 pound, 10 pound platters right now. 3 is 41. They're still a little high right now. It's still high time of the year, but 5 64 and then 10 is 119 right now. So, but we're not going to have them next week. It looks like because of that freeze. It's about to hit Louisiana. So, get them while you can.
Yeah, it's going to be a little cold, and then I mean, but those things being seasonal like they are, the price will come down a little bit, won't they?
The price will come down, but I mean, the price is probably going to go up in 2 weeks based on what's about to happen over there. I mean, it fluctuates a lot during this time of year. It's January, so come March, everything starts going down, and we get into the cheaper crawfish and start getting to all-you-can-eat days and stuff like that. So.
Wow.
Now, I know that Jeffrey just kind of gave you a shout-out about some of the things that's going on over there. Are y'all full go on Mardi Gras season over there?
Oh, 100%. Yeah, we got a full Mardi Gras drink menu going on that Ashley's mixing up right now, so including king cake bushwhackers that are phenomenal. So good. It's feeling good, too, real fast.
Now, you are into, you like crawfish, right?
Oh, love it. Yeah.
Okay. Can you put down 5 pounds by yourself?
Oh, well, I can put down 15 by myself.
What?
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
I can do that. I can do over 5 pounds for sure.
Without
I love
eating
it.
potatoes and the corn and everything?
I can roll with it. Yeah, for sure.
Wow.
That's light work.
That's a lot.
Yeah, I definitely can hold my weight in some crawfish eating. So, Brian, let me ask you this. A lot of things have been going on with college football, but now we're more focused on the NFL. We haven't gotten to talk to you in a while. What did you think about some of the things that's going on with the Eagles and their coaching staff, and then the big one being Sean McDermott leaving the Bills, and then also Mike Tomlin?
I mean, the Eagles, I have no love for them. So the more they can be in flux and not try to have to figure out their OC, the better for me as far as that goes. Tomlin, I honestly think Tomlin's going to take a year off.
Yeah.
Coaching that long, you need 1 year to refresh and then wait for some of the other jobs to open up. So.
Well, the most activity in the NFC has been the Giants.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now the Giants are they're going to be a little threat to the Cowboys finally, I think, and the Eagles. So Harbaugh's not going to let. I mean, they have a lot of young talent too, and they have another top draft pick coming up this year. So I would imagine they reload pretty good.
Yeah. Could you imagine that if John Harbaugh's able to get Bain drafted, and then he gets Abdul Carter to stay awake in the meetings? I mean, how awesome that defensive end spots will be over there. Then you got Dexter Lawrence in the middle.
Yeah, Yeah, that'll be a scary defense for sure. So, yeah, Dak will be running for his life as a Cowboy fan.
Yeah, and that's what, realistically, and a lot of people have talked about it, and, Schottenheimer did serviceable this year, but, the Giants, with that hire, they've got the best coach in that conference.
Oh, 100%. 100%. So, yeah, I would expect them probably be at the top of that division here in a couple of years, if not this year. I mean, I don't know how long Scatterboo's going to be out, so that's going to affect them for a while, but
yeah,
we'll
I think Scatterboo's a big deal for what they try to do, but I also believe that they'll be able to find people. I mean, you never know who's going to come in on free agency and that kind of thing. It's almost like the portal. You get somebody that, kind of fits your system, or, a lot of those Raven players that are on their final year with the Ravens, if he wants them, they're going to come there because they do love him and love playing for him because he's a player's coach for sure.
Yep, no doubt. No doubt.
Now, are you going? Let's shift it gears here. Let's get on over to those Longhorns. Obviously, we talked about the $40 million roster that's starting to talk about for next year. You do realize that Arch Manning again is going to be the early on favorite to be the Heisman Trophy winner again for second year in a row.
I know. I mean, it's another year into it, though. I mean, this year, he doesn't have an excuse not to live up to the hype this year. I mean, last year was a different thing, and then we had no offensive line for him either, and they finally started getting better toward the end of the year. But this year, there's no excuses for Texas. None. I mean, it's at some point, you have to go out and win a championship. At least make it to the national championship game. You can't, especially not make the playoffs too. Can't be losing to Florida this year.
And that's the biggest thing. Like what we've talked about with that, it's a really sharp edge. It's a double-edged sword right there because you've got the best roster, or at least the most expensive roster. And then you've got all of your main components coming back, and then you're finding on your NIL and your portal that, I mean, they're bringing in some people that's got super big experience, from the running back from North Carolina State to all the other people. I mean, if Sark don't win this year, I believe there's going to be some people calling for his head come next 100%.
Year. Yeah, the boosters aren't going to keep on putting that much money into that program without winning a title at this point in time. So we'll see. I mean, I'm optimistic. Got a ways to go. I'm not going to stress about it right now. So,
well, and that's the thing. Like when you look at it, Arch is going to be Arch, and he's probably going to get better, and he's now going to be coming back with more. Now, if you look at it, the national championship hasn't been won since Trevor Lawrence by an actual high schooler coming in and starting his first year. So the odds are for you. You got a second-year starter. The team that I think is going to be the biggest hurdle, which, they're there every year, is going to be Georgia, just because they have a full second year of Gunnar Stockton coming back as well.
Yeah. Luckily, we don't have to play them during the regular season this year, finally.
Yeah, I haven't looked at your schedule for the year, but I know that it's you got it.
Yeah, I got the schedule.
What do you think is probably the toughest part of their schedule for next year?
Don't say LSU, because that
don't say who? A&M?
Don't say LSU.
No. I thought you were going to say don't say A&M because it's a road game, but LSU's a road game too.
I'm not worried about that.
Well, that's the good part about it, is you only really have 3 road games because the Oklahoma game's in Dallas.
Yep.
Yeah. But the Ohio State game is in Austin this year, right?
It is.
Yeah. So that's a big one. That's week 2. So
yeah, which is a good thing. I wish this year's game would have been in week 2, so we didn't just have to right off the bat. I mean, that's a lot to start the year off with. Having to go to Ohio State first game of the year, with a new quarterback, knew a lot of things.
So y'all, I will say, and call me wrong, I don't care, because I'm going to tell like I see it. Y'all really haven't played the hardest of SEC schedules the last 2 years, and this upcoming year, you got Tennessee, Ole Miss, and LSU added to teams that you've already been playing. I mean, this is like you're getting into the nitty-gritty without having Alabama on your schedule. So that's what's going to happen, not this year, but next year you're going to have Bama.
Yep.
But, I mean, you got – okay, so if you look at your schedule, you've got Oklahoma with Mateer coming back. Mm-hmm. You've got Ole Miss with a new deal. Mm-hmm. You got LSU with Lane Kiffin. Mm-hmm. You got A&M with Marcel Reed coming back.
Tennessee.
And you got Tennessee, not necessarily who they got coming back yet or not. We don't know. And then you got Missouri
and Mississippi State.
But I'm saying Missouri is going to be tough.
Missouri's ranked there way too early. They're ranking Missouri in there.
Yeah, Missouri's going to be better. They're going to actually have Austin Simmons as their quarterback, who was a starter for Ole Miss last year at the beginning of the season before Trinidad Chambliss.
Yeah.
If you can go undefeated in that schedule, then yes, you will. If they go undefeated in that schedule, I'll go ahead and say it. Arch is going to win the Heisman, and they're definitely going to be a 1 or 2 or 3 in the college football playoff, because you can say what you want. Brent Venables and them is going to have a good defense, and Mateer's got another 1 year under his belt. And then Ole Miss, they're probably going to have a good defense. They're probably not going to be as good as they were last year. Now, if Chambliss comes back, there's always going to be a chance. If he's back, they'll have a chance. And then
I feel like he's going to end up coming back.
Yeah, because he's got it in state court. Yeah, I think.
I mean, they're letting these kids play 6-7 years right now. There's nothing they can do about it.
So of all of these home games, if you go back to Austin, Texas, is it the Tennessee or the Ole Miss game is the game for you to go see?
Probably Tennessee.
Yeah.
I mean, probably Tennessee. I mean, I want to go. I would love to go to the Grove, too, at the same time. It's going to be between one of those two, for sure. So.
Yeah, well, those are both home games, so the Grove you're not going to see for...
Wait, those are home games?
Yeah, those are home games, yeah.
The road, I thought those were away this year.
No, the road games that you have is A&M, LSU, and Missouri. And then, of course, Oklahoma's in Dallas, which isn't really a road game, really.
Well, LSU road game's never going to be bad. So.
Yeah, that's a good game right there to go watch. I'll tell you this, I wouldn't go to the Ole Miss game because I think everybody's going to be shocked how not good they're going to be. I don't think they're going to be as good as everybody. They're definitely going to take a step back. I don't see them going I don't see them going ahead any further than what they did.
No, more than likely not. They're losing people too. They got people transferring out, so we'll see. It'll be interesting though.
Yeah, that one's going to be the toughest. I think I still think Texas A&M is going to give. They're still going to be good. And again, with who LSU is getting and the coaches that you've seen what they've done and been able to do with the Ole Miss talent that they've had, bringing over some of those guys, getting some of these other portal guys. Sam Leavitt, is he going to be ready to go come the season? I mean, I wouldn't put it past. And Jeffrey, he's being silent about it a little bit. He don't want to come out and be too excited. But I'm telling you, that LSU team is going to be tough right out the gate.
Yeah, and that'll be a night game too. So that's going to be a tough place to go in and win a game for sure next year.
Yeah, and they do all that, voodoo? Like, that is for real. They do that stuff there, so just be careful. If you do go, just make sure you let everybody know you know Jeff, and you might be okay.
I'm going to make a doll of him.
Don't do it, man.
Yeah, I'll poke him in there.
Well, Brian, what time do y'all close tonight? And tell us what you got going on for the weekend.
We'll be open till about 10 tonight or so, and then tomorrow. It's pretty much crawfish kind of heavy weekend. There's not a lot of sports going on right now, so
what?
Weather being really cool. I mean, we got college basketball.
Yeah.
I mean, we've got the playoff games on Sunday, so obviously I'm kind of waiting for Sunday as far as sports goes right now. So, but we are throwing a massive Super Bowl party too at the same time. We got about 30 spots left for that, and that's all you can eat and all you can drink. It's a ticketed event, so there will be no walk-ups for that.
Do y'all provide the ambulance to the hospital or no? Jeez.
Might have one on site for that day.
I'd say you better you better make sure you got your AED and your CPR certifications.
Don't tell me what time you open up, because those people get lined up there early, because that game don't kick off to 5:40 or something like that. I'm sure.
Late.
We will not be opening until about 3 o'clock that day.
Okay, thank God. All you can eat, and the Louisiana people show up at 11 in the morning.
Yeah, in their tents waiting.
So here's a double whammy. Here's good news on top of good news. So the Longhorns, all 3 out-of-conference games are all in Austin.
Yeah.
2 of your road games, one of them's in College Station, another one's in Dallas. You got 10 games in the state of Texas this year. That's going to help. They don't have to travel. And then the 2 road games, one of them's in Baton Rouge, not that far, and the other one's in Columbia, Missouri. So that's great news. But let me tell you what's even better news. Cowboys got 2 first-round picks. They got the 12th and the 20th pick this year.
Man, yeah, they're going to find a way to screw that up.
They're definitely going to mess that one up. So, but either way, Brian, thanks for calling, man.
Yeah, guys.
And everybody go check out the Lone Star Boil House right there in Panama City. When we come back, we're going to be talking with Alan Watson. He's live in Orlando. You're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson right here, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Taking your hot takes, rants, and takedowns. Let's hear it on the Red 7T studio line. 850-215-6290. ESPN Northwest Florida. The magic plays here.
Couple of fakes outside Wagner, the pump and drive back to back.
Tonight, it's the Magic versus the Hornets. Tip-off at 6 right here.
Your new home for select Orlando Magic games. The NBA is on. ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Joanna with your latest forecast on ESPN Northwest Florida this Thursday. The rest of the day, mostly sunshine and 68 with a light breeze around 7 miles per hour coming out of the south. Tonight, a mixture of slight fog and mostly clear skies with lows around 55. Tomorrow, partly cloudy throughout the day with a small chance of rain showers in the afternoon, evening, and a temperature near 68. This forecast is sponsored by Mid-South Lumber, the best little lumber yard in Panama City. Thank you for keeping that dial on ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Looking to upgrade your truck? It's Blue Diamond Truck Accessories in Panama City. They sell, service, and install it all. Light kits, bed covers, bumpers, winches, lift kits, and any trailer hitch you can imagine. Blue Diamond Truck Accessories, just west of Frankfurt Avenue on 15th Street. Find Blue Diamond Truck Accessories on Facebook or call 850-914-0265. Blue Diamond Truck Accessories, 850-914-0265.
With over 4 decades in business, Instant Replay Sports Cards is happy to take your collection to the next level. All new hobby boxes, signed memorabilia and supplies, new and vintage cards, and Pokemon. Buy, sell, and trade. They're an authorized source for Topps, Panini, Upper Deck, and Leaf cards. Instant Replay Sports Cards inside the Stanford Station on 23rd Street next to Academy Sports. Come see the bigger store and the larger inventory or visit online, InstantReplaySportsCards.com.
Your home for college basketball. ESPN Northwest Florida.
This Saturday, the number 16 Florida Gators host the 12-7 Auburn Tigers. The last time they played, it was a Final Four showdown. The Gators went on to win the national championship, but Saturday, they've got to defend it against the Auburn Tigers. Tip-off at 3 right here.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
War Eagle.
This is the Sports Blitz, where we don't have guests. We have punching bags. The Sports Blitz on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Welcome back. You're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson right here, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida, your place for Orlando Magic basketball. Don't forget tonight, right after the show, the Magic take on the Hornets. Right here, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Don't forget, you can call in. You can text in on the Red 7T's phone line, 850-215-6290. We've got the pleasure of talking to Alan Watson of Golf Plus. We haven't gotten to talk to him for a little while. He's turned into a carpenter by trade. But either way, Alan, good to have you in now. How are you doing, my friend?
Yeah, I'm doing great, man. Thanks for having me. Sorry it's been so long. Just have been so extremely busy and didn't have really enough help to, to be able to take the time to be on the air, but got those things sorted, I think. And so here I am in Orlando for the PGA show, and now being away from the shop, that gives me a few minutes to talk. So there we go.
Yeah, that's good. And, you're not breathing in the sawdust from all the construction going on at Golf Plus where you revitalize that place, man. I bet it looks like $1 million. What all do you have going on at the shop right now? I know you got simulators in there, more than one now. And tell us a little bit about what you got going on over there.
Yeah, so what we did was we added a second simulator. We're still using both bays, have the Foresight GC Quad, which is the industry standard, top-of-the-line indoor launch monitor. It's the one that you see a lot of the pros, including Bryson DeChambeau, whenever you see him on YouTube, he's got the quad right there, checking all of his numbers and everything. So we've got some great technology. We now have one extra bay, so that way when somebody comes in and we're doing a fitting and somebody wants to test something, we've got a little bit of extra space to put somebody. We can kind of do more than one thing at a time. And then we also added a lounge area where you can sit down, watch TV, read a magazine. We've got drinks and snacks and coffee and all that, so we've got stuff that you can just partake of and enjoy yourself. And it opened the store up to move some things around. It really makes it feel different. I've had a lot of people come in and open the door, look in, and it looks so different that I've had one guy almost leave. He said, "Is this the same shop?" And I said, "Yeah, same shop, man.
It's too nice.
Come on in." So, yeah, it's kind of wild, but it's amazing what just moving a few things around and adding some furniture and redoing some things and all that. It really breathes new life into the store, and excited about that, and excited about the personnel changes that are coming as well, and just looking forward to the future, man.
Well, just to clarify, because when Jeff hears free drinks or drinks, what kind of drinks?
No alcohol.
Okay, there you go. All right, Jeffrey, so you can't go get drunk and hit golf balls into the simulator.
No. I don't even know what that would entail, having that. I would probably have to have some kind of special license, and I don't want to deal with all that, and that's not the point. The point is just, because sometimes we have folks come in and maybe their significant other just wants to chill out while they're getting a custom fitting, or maybe we need somebody to hang out for a few minutes while we finish up a repair. So having a place for them to chill out has really added, because if you've ever been in our store, it's not the biggest golf shop in the world, and so we just didn't have, it's kind of packed in like sardines before. So we're just trying to make it feel better, look better, and obviously I think what we do performance-wise is there, but we just want all the other aspects of it to be there with it.
So you're down. Yeah, go ahead, Jeffrey.
No, I mean, like, if somebody walked in off the street and he said, I've never played golf, but I want to get drunk and go beat everybody over Top Golf, and you need to train me how to drive a ball, could you do something like that for somebody?
I mean, sans the getting drunk part, yes, we can help them with that. We don't give lessons on how to imbibe, but, we don't do a lot of lessons just because, honestly, we don't have the time. And when you're not, when you're busy doing the fittings and the repairs and all that, doing a lesson is just, it's not that we don't want to do it. It's not that we can't do it. It's just that we just don't have the time. So we always send people to other folks. But, yes, we could get somebody started on the right path, teach them the proper stance, teach them the proper grip and all of that. But, definitely a lot of people are doing that nowadays, getting into golf, thanks to things like Top Golf and thanks to things like simulators. I mean, I have so many customers that have simulators either in their home or in their office, or their buddy has one or their cousin has one. And so a lot of people are spending more time hitting golf balls, just not necessarily at the golf course anymore. You know, things have kind of changed in how that all works now.
So that is the interesting question, because, you know, you have people that are interested in playing golf, or you got amateurs that have taken to golf. What's the significance of the simulator? I mean, obviously, you know, you're hitting golf balls, but is it like, they're not coming in there to play games, they're coming in there to use the simulator to perfect their game. Is that correct?
Yeah, I mean, our simulators are primarily there for us to be able to work with clients to get their clubs dialed in, get them the right shaft, get them the right equipment, et cetera. We do have golf courses on them that you can play, and so sometimes people rent time on them to play. Sometimes people rent time on them just to use the driving range function to get all their numbers and all that. So I think it's kind of more the second thing of what you said, of just people using it to get better. Now, there are other places that have simulators. There's one that's going to be opening up pretty soon called the Back Nine that'll be on Thomas Drive. And when they open up, that is primarily for fun and for practice as well. But there are places like that are devoted to just people getting rounds of golf in, but in a much timelier fashion by doing it. Really what we're not that we don't want people to come rent the base to play, but that's not their primary function.
I got you. Okay, so yeah, that makes more sense, because I was just like thinking, you know, I used to play a lot of golf, and when I say a lot of golf is maybe once a week, but I don't have the time for that anymore. But yeah, that does sound really fun. So you're down in Orlando, and what is going on down there? Tell us what they're doing, and maybe some stuff that you're bringing back or that you're looking at purchasing, or anything like that.
Absolutely. Yeah, so every year, this time of year, towards the end of January, we have the PGA Merchandise Show. It is not tied to the PGA Tour. It's tied to the PGA of America, and it's actually put on by a big convention company that bought the rights to it from the PGA years ago. But basically, a lot of the vendors, I wouldn't say all, but most of your big vendors and tons of smaller vendors come to this thing. We have 1 million square feet in the convention center, plus some of the companies rent out rooms at the Hyatt next door and the Rosen next door and all that. So it spills over into Orlando, how many different vendors are there, and it's just massive. So all the golf pros from all over the country, and I've had breakfast the other day with a couple of guys from Great Britain. So there's guys from all over the world that come in to do their booking for the year, whether it's custom logoed shirts for their country club, whether it's buying a new fleet of golf carts for their country club, whether it's somebody like me who's an off-course retailer and I'm looking to see, is there some new club or device or whatever that my customers are going to want. You know, it's all of those things. And so all of the big-name manufacturers are there, like Callaway and TaylorMade. Although, wait a minute, TaylorMade was suspiciously not there this year. I did not see TaylorMade, but Mizuno and Ping and PXG was actually there for the first time. They'd never been there before, so that was kind of interesting. And, you know, just all that stuff. So it's a lot to take in, and your feet hurt from walking around so much. But I had a lot of great appointments, figured out a lot of cool things for going forward, and made some new relationships. And I'm really happy about the way the show went this year.
Let me ask you this, as far as like your own personal Facebook shows and stuff that you're doing, what are you trying to accomplish those, so that when people see you on those videos, are you really just trying to give them an idea of what you've got in the store? Is it like a weekly thing or a bi-weekly thing on the new stuff that you have?
I mean, we are always putting out new content on social media, whether it's TikTok, whether it's Instagram, Facebook. Primarily, we are just trying to educate people. It might be 45 seconds about a club repair we're doing. It might be 2 or 3 minutes about a new club that's coming in. Really, we're just trying to educate and entertain. And some of the stuff we do, we see the traction of it, and it's great. And other stuff maybe doesn't land as well, and that's fine. That teaches us what people like and what people don't like. But it's just our way of sort of feeding the community, the golf community, what it is that we think they want to know. Now, obviously we would love to have feedback from them and more ideas of what they're looking for. But yeah, I mean, it's just, and we do some YouTube stuff, some long form stuff on YouTube, where we can actually do a lot more minutes than we can do on like Facebook and all that. But that's just harder to do until I get more staff. But like I said, I've got new staff coming in soon. I've got more people coming in that are going to really help me to transform the business, and then that's going to allow me to do more of that online video and stuff, because I love producing content. I love being on the radio and just all these things that we do to kind of reach out to the public.
Well, I'll tell you a quick way to get 1,000 views is have Jeffrey come in there and swing the golf club. I guarantee you folks would love to watch that.
I love it. Yeah, anytime. Let's do it. We'll do a whole series. Jeffrey, are you a beginner? Because if you're a beginner and you've never played before, we'll do a whole series. We'll go beginner to golf stud in 6 months or whatever.
Wow.
We'll do a whole series.
It's like a makeover, but for sports, for golf. Yeah, that's great.
That's right, yeah. Well, remember when Charles Barkley did that thing with Hank Haney, where Hank Haney tried to fix Charles Barkley's swing?
Yes.
We'll do that. I don't remember I don't know what they called that, but we'll figure out something. I'd love to do that.
I think that would be fantastic. I think, and if you start
maybe pulling his hair out by the end of that 6 months.
Well, I just want about 10% of the cut of the money you're going to make for all those videos that everybody's going to be laughing at.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
We'll have to stop the comments section of it.
Yeah, we'll have to watch the comments.
Yeah, the comment section. The comments always are great online. And it's funny because I get people sometimes, especially on Instagram, you get people that want to kind of go outside. They want to color outside the lines of what you were trying to accomplish. And sometimes you get people that are just downright ugly. And I really don't do that. I know there are a lot of people out there in the social media world that love to bash the commenters and egg the trolls on and all that. I'm not that guy. I'm not going to be that guy. So if people come at me and say ugly things or don't like what content we're producing, I just don't comment, and then that way they can take that for what it's worth. But like, I'm not gonna, bait these people and do it. And it can be frustrating. Sometimes you go home and you think, man, I put that content out in good faith, trying to help somebody, and then somebody just called me ugly or whatever. Just something stupid that makes no sense. It's not even relevant to the what you were doing. And you're just like, but you know what? I tell my wife all the time, I'm like, look, that's the cross that all of us bear for being out in the public, for you being on the radio, for me being on social media. If you're going to open yourself up to this stuff, unfortunately, there's going to be people that are not going to respond well at times. For maybe they're just in a bad mood that day. I don't know, whatever. But I'm going to keep doing it. We're going to keep producing content one way or the other, even if all I do is incite a riot online. But I won't be a part of it, I can assure you of that.
Well, I'll tell you this. We don't know what you're talking about any negative contents. We never get comments. We never get negative comments ever on this show as well. So, we'll have to look at your stuff to catch some of that.
That's right.
But either way, I know we only have a couple more minutes left, and I know that you're busy and probably tired of walking and all that. But, we can't not talk about it. Our Alabama Crimson Tide just got their brakes beat off in the college football playoff. Yeah. And it was really bad. And the only thing that makes you feel better is that they whooped Oregon just as bad. Maybe, Oregon scored more, but they scored more on Oregon as well, and they ended up winning it all. So how do you feel about Alabama? How do you feel about the NIL, what they've been able to pull in? And do you have any kind of confidence for next year?
I don't have any confidence for anything for next year with any team, because I didn't see Illinois coming out of nowhere and winning it all this year, because, these teams all look so different every year now. I mean, look at Mendoza's already gone, right?
Yeah,
and
that's
it. As an Alabama fan, I'm proud of the body of work that they had. Obviously, nobody likes 4 losses, but I got to think about it. If they hadn't made the playoff, then they wouldn't have had those 2 extra losses. So then it wouldn't have looked as bad, right?
Yeah.
I mean, or whatever, 1 extra loss, whatever. Because that's right, the SEC championship. But overall the team played pretty well, and the coaching is pretty good. I think the play calling is a little lackluster, and they need to get a little more creative. I think everybody agrees with that. But it'll just depend on the personnel they bring in next year and what that looks like. And I just think college football is going to look so different from year to year going forward that I think it's going to be hard to predict at any level with any team. I mean, it's fruit basket turnover with players and coaches every single year now, and there's no consistency, and building a dynasty is going to be almost impossible in the next era unless something changes. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, there was only 6 other. I mean, there's the last 2 years you've had 7 SEC teams in, but Georgia's the only repeat of the group. So you really can't pick, who it was. And, who knows if Alabama would have beat Georgia in the SEC championship, would they have kicked Georgia out and put Texas in? You just don't really know.
Right. No, and I know Notre Dame fans are all still butthurt too,
Big time.
And maybe rightfully so, maybe not. But I think if Mendoza and Illinois had gotten a hold of them, they'd have been out too. So it wouldn't have mattered. That team was just too good. They were too consistent, too good, and they just had the will to do it. They just didn't care who got on the field with them. They were going to find a way to win. So good on them. Congratulations to them.
I have one question. There was an Ole Miss golfer that, I don't know if he's a national champion or whatever, but he's a big-time name, and he signed on with LIV, and he can't go to the Masters? Is that how that works?
Yeah, he chose LIV over the Masters for whatever reason. That's not necessarily the case because we've seen LIV golfers play at the Masters, but in this particular case, for whatever reason, I think it's because you have to qualify some other, I don't know. I'd have to look at the rule book. I know there's obviously instant qualifications for different things, and being the top amateur, I think he won the U.S. Am or whatever, that would have qualified him, but I guess maybe, there must be some loophole in there if you go to LIV right away or something and you haven't played any professional golf yet or something. I have no idea. But I did see that same story. I just only saw the headline, and I never got into the meat of it, so I don't know what the issue is. But maybe that's a good choice for him, taking the money and running. I don't know. Maybe he'll get a chance to play the Masters eventually. Maybe it's not that important to him. But, I don't think LIV's going to be around for another year and a half, 2 years anyway, and then it'll be gone, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say, is I think that probably is going to either go away or do some kind of a merger of some sort to where LIV can stay, a part of something. I don't know. But either way, Alan, so good to have you finally back. Give us the address of the store. Tell us the hours, and so that everybody can come see you guys.
No problem. Yeah, come see us at the shops at Edgewater next to Firefly Restaurant. It's 541 North Richard Jackson Boulevard. We're right there on the corner of Richard Jackson and Front Beach Road, behind the Holiday Inn. And we're 9 to 5 Monday through Friday, 10 to 4 on Saturday, always closed on Sundays. And if you want to book an appointment, golfplusdothan.com is the website for now until I get the new website up. But anyway, thanks for having me, guys. Always great. Looking forward to being back on weekly, hopefully, going forward.
Oh, yeah, sounds good. And I'm glad to have you come in the shop, too. So just so you know, just come on in the studio any chance you get.
There you go. I love it. All right, thanks, guys.
You're welcome. Have a good day. Alan Watson, everybody, from Golf Plus. And when we come back, we are going to talk a little bit more about the NCAA portal and something that Kurt Signetti said that I just don't agree with. You're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson right here at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
The Red 7T studio line is now open. 850-215-6290. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. It's the Rich Eisen Show.
We can't seem to put these things together, so let's get a totally different new voice, a totally different new situation. Or do you go back to the guy who was previously in Allen's ear, and Brian Daboll? Or is it a tough sell to the Buffalo fan base that we're going to take, a guy who was coach of the year one year, but the rest of the time couldn't get the Giants out of the cellar. Forget about the Super Bowl.
The Rich Eisen Show. Weekdays 11 to 2. ESPN Northwest Florida.
Overheard at the Hard Rock Bet Party.
How'd you get your money so quick?
Hard Rock Bet's got lightning fast withdrawals.
Almost as fast as Dale Jr. valeting cars at this party.
Man, he's fast.
Hard Rock Bet's fast withdrawals have given me new motivation.
Tips are appreciated. Hard Rock Bet Sportsbook. Roll with us. New players bet $5 get $150 in bonus bets if you win. Payable and bonus bets. Not a cash offer. Offered by Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, please call 1-833-PLAY-WISE.
Golf is a game that should be fun. But to have the most fun, you need to play your best. That's where the experts at Golf Plus come in. Their friendly staff will guide you through the buying process, answer all your questions, and can help with any repairs you need along the way. Golf Plus is your custom fitting, club repair, and golf retail shop. Golf Plus staff is non-commissioned and will work with you to find the best product for your game, just like they've been doing since 1988. Golf Plus in Panama City Beach. Fitting, repair, retail. That's Golf Plus.
This is Auburn basketball.
Baseline left out to the top. There's a steal for Yovan. Phillip on a drive to the hole. Holy cow! That's a one-man show right there. Phillip Yovan.
Saturday, the Tigers take on the Florida Gators in Gainesville.
Straight away three to Hot. Good. Nice play.
Coverage at 2:30 p.m. exclusively on the Auburn Sports Network.
Your spot for Auburn Tiger basketball on the Gulf Coast. 104.3 ESPN, Northwest Florida.
Your put-downs, smackdowns, and shutdowns.
That's the difference between a winning football team and a losing football team.
It's a Trash Talk Thursday on the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Welcome back. You're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson right here, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida, your place for the Orlando Magic and the home of the NFL playoffs and Super Bowl 60. But either way, we're excited about it. It's a Thursday. If you want to be a part of the show, you can be 850-215-6290, the Red 70s phone line. I got Jeffrey here with me. We're going to go immediately to the Red 70s phone line. We've got William on the line. William, how you doing today, my friend?
Bonsoir. Very good. Thank you.
William, where are you calling from?
West Feliciana, Paris, Louisiana.
Oh, man. Well, thanks for calling. Is this your first time calling?
Yes, sir.
Well, thank you so much, William, for calling. What's on your mind today, my friend?
I want to tell you why Ole Miss golfer cannot play Masters.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, tell us. Give us the rundown on that because we were concerned about it. We wasn't sure how that all happened.
When you qualify for the Masters as amateur, you must maintain amateur status through the tournament.
Oh, okay. So he did. Okay, so, yeah, go ahead.
He took leave money. Anyway, I want to talk about Alan Watson's sister, Gwen. She was a great coach at Huntington. I don't know if she's still doing it, but she used to coach against Mike. And,
okay. Yeah, I kind of felt like this was somebody else.
Kidding,
yeah, I knew
right?
it was. I knew it was a little off.
Man.
I just want to tell you something, man. I love you guys. Y'all are great. I usually call in the morning, but they, so much. But Alan Watson is a great American, first generation, by the way. And his dad was a gentleman. Mm-hmm. I don't know if he's still around, but he worked over at Santa Rosa Beach Country Club or whatever they called it. And his sister, Gwen, I'm pretty sure it was Gwen, coached at Huntington College in Montgomery.
Oh, okay, yeah,
so he's
I know
a great
Huntington.
dude.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I can eat more mud bugs than all y'all put together.
Well,
I believe you.
Yeah, I tell you what, I've been around St. Francisville, Louisiana, but West Feliciana, Paris, that's Angola Landing. You don't want to be there. They got a golf course, though.
Well, I went hiking up in Tunica Hills, and that's right up in that area, and I've been to St. Francisville.
St. Francisville, wonderful place. John James Audubon, he stayed there, and it is a wonderful area, but not quite as good as Las, how you say it, Las Bonitas, I say it in Spanish, in Espanol, Las Playas, the most bonitas del mundo, the world's most beautiful beach.
Oh.
You guys stay away from those bushwhackers.
Oh yeah, we definitely will.
Hold
I will.
the baby.
I can't speak for Jeffrey, but I will.
Well, hold the baby and get a ride. Y'all have a great time. Go Vols, beat Bama.
Thank you, Mike. We appreciate that, except for that last little bit. Have a good one. But I mean, that is good knowledge to know as far as that's why the amateur status and going into the Masters and all that. So it's a really crazy deal with him doing that. But you know what? I can't it's good. I can't be mad at the guy.
Well, let's talk a little bit about. It's good that an SEC person won the amateur title.
Yeah,
I mean, because I've heard Georgia's had him before, and I think A&M's had some good golfers. You know, LSU's done not even decent, really. I mean, we've done okay and all that, but it's good because the western part of the United States, like Arizona State, Arizona, Stanford, those schools do really well.
Yeah, they usually do. We're going to go ahead and go to the Red 17's phone line. We got Mike on the line. Mike, how you doing today, my friend?
I'm doing fine. How are you doing, Paul?
We're doing fantastic on this beautiful Tuesday. Or Thursday.
Thursday.
I am close.
It's anything but beautiful down here in Ohio. And I tell you, I don't know a thing about golf. I don't know anything about golf, but I would like to talk about football because football is a sport. Football is on my mind. What job vacancies are still out there, and what coaches do you think are going to get them?
Well, I can tell you this, Mike. If you look at the Browns and you look at the Steelers, both of those jobs are not getting a lot of traction. So what that tells me is that either the coaches that are on the, I would call them the popularity list, which is your Brian Dabbles and those kind of guys, they're either going to take a Bills job or a Ravens job, or they're going to go and do an OC job somewhere. And so to me, I don't really know who's going to go where, but I'm a little bit worried for the Cleveland Browns fans, and I'm really worried about the Pittsburgh Steelers fans because nobody seems to want those jobs right now because they're starting to turn their second interviews down. So that's a big deal. I know that Mike Minter, the defensive coordinator from the Seahawks, he's decided not to go back and interview again for the second time for the Cleveland job. So that tells me that these teams, these coaches are not wanting to go to Cleveland, and then as well as Pittsburgh, they're not getting a lot of traction.
Why do you think that is in Cleveland? Why do you think that is?
Have you been to Cleveland?
I've been to Cleveland.
I'm sure.
I know what you mean, but what do you think? Why don't they want to go?
I think it's a problem. I mean, you've got Dylan Gabriel there at quarterback and Shadur Sanders there at quarterback, and I think
I don't like Shadur Sanders. He's too much of a whiny little brat, if you'll pardon the English, because Dion is too much of a whiny brat. He pulled him on the string to get Dion or get Shadur Sanders that job.
Yeah, and so for me, that's why I think the Browns job is getting that, and it's been a job that has been a lot of turnover there. And so I don't see their defense is really good. I would say top 10 defense in the NFL, or at least close. And then, but the offense is where it's been the place where quarterbacks go to die. And realistically, what are you going to do with a weak class that's coming up in this NFL draft? Who are you going to draft to play quarterback? Or are you going to have another debacle where you got Dylan Gabriel, who's 5'5", or you got Shadur Sanders, who's going to get all the media attention? But is that good or is that bad for your team?
I think it's bad for my team because, granted, I am a Browns fan, but I really don't see Shadur or Sanders or Dylan Gabriel at our quarterback. I think we'll have to draft for another quarterback. But what quarterbacks are out there? That's my question.
Yeah, that's exactly right, and that's a good question. Now, if you think about it, your next year should be your better quarterbacks. But then if you've got high-profile quarterbacks like, say, Arch Manning, Lenore Sellers, those type of guys that are going to be coming out, there's a thing that says, hey, we don't want to come to Cleveland, so we're not going to play there. And so you can draft me if you want, or I won't. You know, they got enough money because they're making so much money now in college. Yeah. Now they're going to be able to tell you, I don't want to go to Cleveland because that's where everybody goes to die.
Yeah, but here's another thing. With Art Fanning, I think he'll go to the New Orleans Saints when he signed with them for college because of his family. You got Peyton Manning as his uncle. You got Archie Manning as his Cooper. Is that Archie Manning or Cooper Manning as his dad?
Yeah, Cooper's his dad, and then Archie. He lives in the Garden District in New Orleans also. But Eli and Peyton don't live in New Orleans any longer.
No, but they live in where Eli lives in New York, I think.
Yeah.
And Peyton lives in Denver. I think you'll see Arch Manning either go to New Orleans or the Texans.
Wow.
That's what I think.
Well, Mike, we sure do appreciate your call, and we're almost against the break, my friend, and we will see how all this goes.
All right, I'll call you tomorrow. Bye.
See you, buddy.
He can be our go-to for the Browns information. What's happening with Deshaun Watson? I mean, like, is he done?
I don't know. I don't really know about that. But let me just go ahead and break this news. We got breaking news. The Baltimore Ravens have hired their new head coach. It is Los Angeles Chargers defensive coordinator Jesse Minter. He now is the head football coach for the Baltimore Ravens. Do you like that? Do you like that choice? The Chargers had a pretty good defense. They wasn't top, a lot.
What the Patriots put 31 on them? Something like that. I think it was like a 31-6 final. I don't know, something like that. It wasn't great.
But you can't say that that's all on the defense because of the inept of offense.
Oh, the offense was horrible.
So that's really the deal. So, yeah, Jesse Minter, the new head football coach at the Baltimore Ravens. Step up, step down, to be determined.
Yeah, and we'll see what they can do with the draft because that's where it's at. You bring in new people that you think you can believe in, and the young talent. And this NFL is going towards young talent. It really is because you know why? They can stick them in these contracts and not pay them exorbitant amounts because everything's kind of fixed. It's like price fixing.
Yeah, but you got to think the players that are coming now with the way the NIL is going, they've already got money. Yeah. So they're coming in taking less money most of the time. Yeah. And they're older because they've stayed in college longer because they're making a better payday. So you're thinking that this might just be a to be determined. So with that being said, what are they going to do with Lamar Jackson? He did not have a great year. Yeah. He did not lead them to the playoffs. He had some problems. The questions in the offseason is going to be, are they going to keep Lamar Jackson? And then what are they going to do with Derrick Henry? Are they going to go year for year? Are they going to get him a 2-year, 3-year, 4-year deal? Is he going to be, shipped off for, a team that's going to be someone that's positioned to win a Super Bowl here in the next year or two and then get draft picks from them? Like, there's a lot of things that they could do with dangling Derrick Henry or even dangling Lamar Jackson if you wanted to go in a different route, because don't forget, when new coaches come in, it usually doesn't work out for the ones that are still there, especially the high profile. And with him bringing in a defensive-minded guy, that makes you think, well, who's going to be the coordinator, the offensive coordinator, and how are they going to fit working with Lamar Jackson? And is it going to be something that'll turn into something great? I mean, look at Andy Reid, I don't think he drafted Patrick Mahomes, or did he? He might have.
It might have when he first got there, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know, it's been a while.
Yeah, I can't remember.
But he left the Eagles.
Yeah, it really makes you wonder when you bring in your own guy, who's been successful when you didn't bring them in, but they were there before you got there.
That wasn't Alex Smith that was there.
Yeah, Alex Smith was there.
Okay.
He tutored under Alex Smith, so that's
not
a good
for
thing.
long.
Yeah, no. Either
That's a
way.
shame.
Yeah, we're going to go ahead and take our next break. Now, we've got a big surprise coming at the top of the hour, talking about some of this NIL, some of this high school to college. We got Coach Tommy Joe Whitten from the Mosley Dolphins jumping on here. You're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson right here at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Touchstone Service. The Red 70s studio line is open.
Demonstrate how to make a call with your dial telephone.
850-215-6290. ESPN Northwest Florida. The magic plays here.
Couple of fakes outside Wagner. The pump and drive back to back.
Tonight, it's the Magic versus the Hornets. Tip-off at 6 right here.
Your new home for select Orlando Magic games. The NBA is on. ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Joanna with your latest forecast on ESPN Northwest Florida this Thursday. The rest of the day, mostly sunshine and 68 with a light breeze around 7 miles per hour coming out of the south. Tonight, a mixture of slight fog and mostly clear skies with lows around 55. Tomorrow, partly cloudy throughout the day with a small chance of rain showers in the afternoon, evening, and a temperature near 68. This forecast is sponsored by Mid-South Lumber, the best little lumber yard in Panama City. Thank you for keeping that dial on ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Los Rancheros has been doing it right for 20 years. Los Rancheros brings a top-shelf dining experience to you with the opening of their beautiful new building. Watch all college and pro games on Los Rancheros' 14 large-screen TVs with great drink specials daily from 2 to 5 and during all the games. Los Rancheros, the place for live sports and great food on 23rd Street between Jenks and Harrison.
We're proud to bring you the most popular cars in the world, like the stylish Camry and the sporty Corolla. Get award-winning style and 2.99% APR on a new Camry. Named the best new model by Kelly Blue Book. Plus, you get 90 days until you make your first payment. Curb appeal comes standard on the new Corolla. Designed to wow from the inside out. Get 2.99% APR plus 90 days until your first payment. Panama City Toyota, your Camry and Corolla headquarters.
February. Visit PanamaCityToyota.com for details.
GSX Lynn 8 and W Field 2 Port St. Joe. Panama City's home for Super Bowl 60. Powered by Panama City Toyota. Your home for college basketball. ESPN Northwest Florida.
This Saturday, the number 16 Florida Gators host the 12-7 Auburn Tigers. The last time they played, it was a Final Four showdown. The Gators went on to win the national championship, but Saturday, they've got to defend it against the Auburn Tigers. Tip-off at 3 right here.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
War Eagle.
Live, local, and now worldwide. The Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson. Serving the universe at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
And you're locked in right here at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. This is the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson, and we're so glad to have you. We are your home for the NFL playoffs and Super Bowl 60. Don't forget to call in and text in on the Red 70s phone lines, 850-215-6290. Red 70s, your place for custom apparel right here in the Panhandle. Don't forget, we are going to have Orlando Magic versus the Charlotte Hornets right after the show tonight. You can listen to those guys right here. It's going to be awesome. So either way, we're excited. Jeffrey's here, Bone Crusher's here, and we've got a special guest on the line. And I'm going to have to announce him this way. The Northwest Florida Coach of the Year for football, Coach Tommy Joe Whitten. How you doing today, Coach?
I'm doing great. How about yourself?
We are doing fantastic. I know you don't probably like to talk about yourself, just knowing the kind of guy you are. But congratulations! How'd that make you feel to win that award, and what did it mean for you, your program, and just the whole Mosley family?
Yeah, I mean, well, first of all, technically the award was for Program of the Year, obviously not just recognizing me, but recognize our entire football program. And I think it just speaks to just how many people, how many people it takes working, on the field, behind the scenes, within our program, our administration, our coaches, our players, our parents, all of our media people that do through our social media stuff, our highlight, and then just the Lynn Haven community as well. It just takes all of those people involved, the amount of support, and again, just excited about where we are as a program and what we have on the horizon as well.
Now, do you already have those guys coming in the morning working out? Are they already starting to work out?
Oh, yeah, we've been going at it for 2 weeks now. We get the boys up there at 7 in the morning, which rolls right into our first period football class. So we got them about 2 hours to start their day off, and it rolls right into their school day. And, again, first 2 weeks, kids have been working really hard, really excited. I know we had some high-end players last year of Adam and Carson, and but we had a really good group of young guys. We started 8 sophomores over the course of the last season, and just a lot to be excited about right now with Mosley football. And like I said, the guys are working really hard.
So they changed it up a little bit. They moved the region around a little bit for you. So what is your scheduling looking like for this year? And are y'all going to play a lot of games away? Are you playing any teams out of state? Any of that kind of stuff, Coach?
Yeah, so, first thing, it's different. Last year we were in 5A. We were one of the smaller schools in 5A. We bumped down to 4A, so that definitely will make us one of the larger schools, which I think is a benefit to us. Our district has changed. We've moved east, so it's us, Arnold, and essentially everybody in Tallahassee, Lincoln, Childs, Leon, and Rickards. Mm-hmm. But out of district, we're going to play Choctaw. We're going to play Niceville still. We're going to play Gadsden County. Going to play Godby, and going to play Bay High. So we're definitely excited about our schedule. Definitely got some quality opponents on there. And, again, a little bit different, but, some of the same teams on there as well.
So there's only 5 teams in the district?
There's 6. There's 6 total.
Okay.
With us and Arnold, and then the 4 Tallahassee schools with Childs, Lincoln.
Lincoln, that's it.
Leon, and Rickards.
Gotcha.
I got you. Well, that's really good. So obviously everything that's going on right now with the portal and, not knowing where kids are going and all of that. But I was looking at something that you had said, and I wanted to really pick your brain at it because I think this is kind of where college football is going a little bit. And what you had said is that some of your players are not going to sign Division I, but they might sign with a JUCO or they might sign Division II. And then the next statement that you made was they can go there and work their tails off and then get that shot to bump up to Division I. Explain kind of like how you feel about that, why you said it that way. Just kind of give us the background of what you think, because that really, to me, when I read that, I was like, you know what, that really is for these kids coming out now. Are we going to see, your lower level guys really not get that shot anymore to play Division I unless there's just a good relationship with a high school and a college?
Yeah, so it's definitely it's a very nuanced conversation. So there's yes and no. Mm-hmm. But the reason why it's going to be trending this way is we all know football is a copycat game. It's a copycat league. With Indiana, coming, from the bottom of college football over the past 2 years and winning a national championship, other teams are definitely going to try to copy and emulate what they did. And through that process, you'll find out that, Indiana this past year had the oldest oldest average age of any football team in the history of college football. And so you can only imagine other teams are going to try to follow suit. Well, for teams to be able to do that, that's going to lend them to recruiting other college players that play on other teams through the portal, which definitely makes it really tough for the high school football player. And this week, the portal's closed, so now the colleges are getting back into recruiting high school kids. We've had colleges come by, every single week. And 10, 15 years ago, before the portal, colleges were going to sign 20 to 25 high school kids. Well, that's been cut in half. Most schools are going to sign somewhere in the teens, 10 to 12 kids. And so that just means there's less, there's less opportunities, especially at the D1 level. So, again, is it going to, affect the kids that are, 6'4", 6'5", or blessed with measurables really fast? No, those kids are still going to go sign at that P4 level. But, a guy that may be a little bit closer to 6 foot, or, he runs a high 4.6 instead of a 4.5 or 4.4, those coaches are going to want that guy to sign at a lower level, get a little bit more development, get a little bit more seasoning, and they will, look to come recruit that kid, 2 years from now. So, the recruiting process is crazy. It never stops now with the portal. Colleges were, reaching out to me about guys that were in the portal, that were in college.
Wow.
They're talking to me about guys that are on my current high school team, and they're also talking to you about, Coach, I like this guy. I just want to come by and meet him. We think he needs some more development. I just want to put a name with a face. So 2 years from now, when he does develop, I'll feel a lot better about going and finding that guy, wherever he ends up. So the recruiting landscape now is just, it's wild. It's literally the wild, wild west. It's all over the place. But as a coach and a high school coach, you got to be able to evolve and adapt to be able to put your kids in the best possible situation.
That's the craziest. I've heard it. I've thought about it. I've, had these conversations with people. But for you to just sit here and tell us exactly that, I appreciate that, number one. But number two, man, it's a different world. Obviously, being, I went to college, you went to college, and just the way that recruiting works now, just with your description right there is just crazy. Give us some of the names of some of the colleges that come by and visited you guys.
This week we've had Tulane. FAU was just by this afternoon. FIU came by, South Alabama. So we've definitely had a good mix. I know we'll have some more next week as we get closer to signing day. But no, we're definitely we're excited anytime that a school comes by and is showing interest into our guys. And like I said, we definitely want to. We definitely want to give our guys that opportunity to get to the next level. And, but again, at the end of the day, as much as it's changing, it's still just the most paramount thing as a high school player, guys that have aspirations to play at that level, is just maximizing your development, making sure that you're putting yourself in position to be successful, making sure that you're making your body as big as it possibly can, making sure that you're getting as fast as you possibly can to give yourself a chance to be successful at the next level. Because as much as it is about your ability and your performance on the field, there's a very large part of it now that it's a beauty contest. That you definitely have to look the part, and the only way that you can maximize that is just through your development, through your off-season training and conditioning, to do everything that you can to give yourself a chance.
Do you have a strengths and conditioning coach that helps you?
Yeah, so like we talked about, we definitely just at Mosley, we are always trying to evolve and put our best foot forward. This past off season, we hired Jordan Whiteley to be our full-time strength and conditioning coach.
Wow!
I feel like we're the first school in the Panhandle to have anything like this. And we've did it this way before in the past. Traditionally, you'll have one of your assistant coaches kind of run the weight room, run the strength and conditioning program, and those guys do a great job. But at the end of the day, they're a high school football coach, disguised as a strength and conditioning coach. Where we went out and we found a guy that knew it backwards, forwards, and sideways, that his sole responsibility at Mosley High School is developing our players. He has an overall plan for our entire program, but he also has individual plans for every single one of our players. We track every single metric imaginable, and we're going to go back and recheck it over 8 weeks. And there's definitely a science behind what we are trying to do. And again, like I said, like I think those are the type of things that are at stake, and like we want to make sure that our kids have every resource available to them to help them reach their ultimate goal.
With them being a teenager, is diet one of the hardest things as far as the whole regimen goes?
Yeah, the two biggest battles I fight on a daily basis with my players, and they're literally the two simplest things that anybody can do. It's sleeping and eating. I try to explain to them, sleeping is your superpower. If you want your body to grow to its max potential, like you got to get off that phone at night and go to bed and go to sleep. And the other thing is just, making sure that you're putting enough calories in your body so that you can be able to grow. We want our guys to eat 3 times a day, obviously, but they need to be having snacks throughout their school day, and making sure that they're having another meal at night before they go to bed. That we're just, because as hard as we work and as many calories as we're going to burn throughout the day, we got to be able to offset that by what we are putting into our bodies.
We're talking with Coach Tommy Joe Whitten of the Mosley Dolphins football program. Coach, let me ask you this off topic of your program. How cool was it, though? Because with Cignetti, with what he did, how he did it, it's kind of going to, like you said, it's changed the landscape of college football. Now it's going to, kind of be the portal now on steroids, so to speak, after development, older kids playing. How did you enjoy the national championship? Did you enjoy watching them, the execution, with you being a football mind and just seeing what they'd done and how they did it from as hard as it is for me to say, from the Alabama game to the Oregon game and then all the way to the national championship?
Yeah, I mean, you can't say enough about Indiana. The first thing that just jumps out to you is just their tackling, their fundamentals, their understanding of how they want to operate within their defense. Like when you see, how often do you see like the Pons kid that played corner, who they're talking about how he's 5'9", he's out there tackling, Mark Fletcher one-on-one, several times throughout the night. Just his commitment, his discipline to be able to do that. Again, you don't see that in college football on a week-in, week-out basis. And you can definitely tell, through Mendoza, while he's a little bit quirky, his personality, it spilled over through the rest of the team. They definitely had a bond, and they played extremely hard. They, flew around, and they were not going to beat themselves, which ultimately is a mark of a really good football team and a team that's coached really, really well. And so, again, the things that to me Indiana was really good at were things that other teams to me have the ability to replicate, and you're going to see a lot of teams trying to replicate what Indiana did, because it wasn't about, hey, we're bigger, faster, stronger than you. Hey, we're going to outcoach you. We're going to outwork you. And I think the maturity of their roster and the maturity of their players definitely played into the style of play that they were playing out there.
Did you ever think that you would see this type of college football landscape where you've got these older guys that are staying, they're fighting in court trying to get that extra year, and now, say for example, to me, Ole Miss, which they did sign Deuce Knight out of Auburn to come in and play quarterback, but you've still got Trinidad Chambliss, you still got Joey Aguilar at Tennessee. Those guys are still trying to hang on to another year. And then you also got another instance where Mensa at Duke wants to get in the portal or got in the portal, but Duke is suing him to stay on the team. Would you ever thought college football would get to this part?
No, it's not. I know I didn't, and it's just, again, I love college football. Did you ever see these old rosters? No. I mean, I'm a high school football coach. To me, it's all to the detriment right now of the high school football player. The high school guys are my guys. I want to fight for my guys. College football definitely needs some guardrails.
Yeah.
Right now, and because if we keep going on this path, with players changing so many teams, it's going to be hard to develop that, that continuity on a year in, year out basis, which to me, ultimately, the quality of play of the game is going to go down over time. I definitely think the players should get paid. I definitely think players should have the ability to go from team to team, but there's got to be some version of a contract or some version of that ties you to that school for multiple years, for the coach's standpoint and also for the fan standpoint as well. Like, they want to know the guy that's been on their team this year, like, he's going to be there next year.
Yeah.
And because when the guys move that much and the fans don't know who the players are on the team, for time that's going to lead to, lack of interest.
Yeah, I agree. Let me ask you one more question before we have to go. And this is going to be a little bit of a crazy question, but it's something that I just, with the way college football is, do you think we'll ever get to the place, and this is going to be outside the box a little bit, that in high school they'll be able to, so to speak, redshirt as a freshman, and as long as they don't turn 19 years old, that they could stay in high school one more year to develop?
Yeah, I don't ever foresee that being the case. I mean, I think that would open just a whole other can of worms.
Yeah.
Also too, like in high school, there's a massive difference between an 18-year-old and a 14-year-old. So I can only imagine there's even a bigger difference between a 19-year-old and a 14-year-old. And, high school football is a weird place. It's the only place in the world where you have guys on the field that will be playing in the NFL one day, and then you'll also have guys on the field that probably shouldn't be out there on the field.
Yeah.
And I think if you expand that even more, the quality of the game would over time go downhill.
I know I said that would be my last question, but I actually forgot. I do have one more real quick question. We got about 30 seconds. So you got your new strength and conditioning coach. Jeffrey's getting a little flabby, and so do you mind if maybe me and him kind of come over there and maybe get in a workout or two with you guys and let him get us on the right direction?
Yeah,
us
let's see
older
if Jeff
guys
can keep up with the team. Yeah.
Yeah, no, we'd love to have you. Now, I can't say that you might not end over the trash can by the time you're done, but yeah, no, we'd love to have you come get a workout in.
We might do that. We might do that live on video. I'll be holding the video, and Jeff will be doing the workout.
Now, I love bench, flat bench especially, and I love curls, but I need you to yell at me while I'm doing it because, that's how you're going to maximize my abilities here. And I might just, identify as a high school player, and I just hope you put me as linebacker, not a lineman,
Well, we can definitely take care of the yelling part.
All right, Coach. Well, thank you so much for taking out your time with us. Coach Tommy Joe Whidden, Mosley Football. Thank you so much, Coach. We appreciate you.
Appreciate it, guys.
Yes, sir. When we come back, we'll discuss a little bit more about some of these things that Kurt Signetti has been talking about. We got to get this under wraps. You're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson right here at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Get in the game. Call or text us now on the Red 7T studio line. 850-215-6290. ESPN Northwest Florida.
The Dan Patrick Show.
I know that we love to play the sympathy card with Buffalo. I know it. They've been through so much hardship, but this was about Josh Allen. He was careless with the football. Josh Allen had 4 giveaways, 2 picks, and 2 lost fumbles. And yes, this was supposed to be his year.
It's the Dan Patrick Show, weekday mornings from 9 till 11. ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good evening. This is Joanna on ESPN Northwest Florida with Thursday's weather forecast. Slightly foggy and mostly clear tonight with a low near 57 and a wind 1 to 5 miles per hour. A mixture of very light showers and some clouds tomorrow morning, a light breeze and a temperature of 65. About the same in the afternoon and evening around 66 with a mixture of mostly clouds and very light rain. Mostly cloudy Saturday and quite warm around 68. This forecast is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for tuning into ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Discover your next adventure at Bill Bird Kia, where the road is yours. Start the new year in a brand new Kia from Bill Bird Kia. And don't miss this limited time offer on the purchase of a stunning new 2025 Kia K4 with sporty style, spirited performance, and 2.9% APR for up to 48 months. Thinking about the iconic Kia Soul, the 2025 model delivers its unmistakable silhouette and massive cargo space. It's the last of its kind. Purchase a new 2025 Kia Soul and get 3.9% APR for up to 60 months, but hurry before it's all gone. You get the perfect balance of comfort, safety, and technology. Bill Bird Kia, the home of the 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty. Stop by and see us today at 2435 East 15th Street or anytime at BillBirdKiaPanamaCity.com. Offer from Kia Finance America for the purchase of a new 2025 Kia K4 with $2,209 per month per 1,000 financed in 48 months, or a new 2025 Kia Soul with $1,837 per month per 1,000 financed in 60 months. Quantities are limited. Cannot be combined with other finance offers. New vehicles only. Not available on balloon finance. With 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty is a Bill Bird Kia warranty. See dealer for complete details. Offer for well-qualified buyers must take delivery from dealer stock through 2/2/26. This is Auburn basketball.
Baseline left out to the top. There's a steal for Jovic. Phillip on a drive to the hole. Holy cow! That's a one-man show right there. Phillip Jovic.
Saturday, the Tigers take on the Florida Gators in Gainesville.
Straightaway three to high. Good. Nice thing played.
Coverage at 2:30 p.m. exclusively on the Auburn Sports Network.
Your spot for Auburn Tiger basketball on the Gulf Coast, 104.3 ESPN, Northwest Florida.
Call-ins are not welcome. They're expected. Pick up the damn phone.
I'm ready to go in, Coach.
850-215-6290.
Just give me a chance.
Now back to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Welcome back. You're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson right here, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. So glad to have you with us. We are your home for the NFL playoffs and Super Bowl 60 here in beautiful Panama City Beach. It's 63 degrees, and I'm excited about that because the sun is shining, and we are pumped up about getting some. It's going to get cold again. It's going to rain again, I think, next week, and stinks. I'm not happy about that.
It's supposed to be 70 this weekend.
Really?
I believe so, but I've been lied to before.
Yeah. I mean, isn't meteorologist the only job that you can, like, be wrong almost 100% of the time and still keep your job? I think so, right?
Well, you can ask Chris Smith.
I guess.
The former WJHG meteorologist.
Yeah.
He's out. They canned him.
Oh, wow.
AI's taking everybody's job anyway.
I didn't know that.
Bone Crusher, sorry. Going to have to lay you off. AI is now taking your place.
I am AI. I'm not real.
You are?
That's right. Yeah, I forgot to tell you that.
Wow.
It's just a figment of your imagination wearing the Grapico shirt. But either way, 850-215-6290, the Red 7Ts phone line, your place for custom apparel. Now, Jeffrey, the big deal about Kirk Cignetti, I mean, he's gotten everything. He is, well, deserved. Deserved. It's deserved.
No, it's the year. It's the year. And you're getting carried away. And people who are crown him, you're the best coach in college football and everything. I think y'all living in the moment, and you're going to get back to earth.
Well, I haven't said that.
Next year.
I haven't said that. Now, he's only lost 2 games in 2 years.
Yeah.
Which is really good. And with 1 championship now. And we asked the question,
they lost to, it was Ohio State in the regular season last year, who ended up winning a national title. And it lost to Notre Dame in the first round by, I think, 10, who ended up losing the national title.
Right.
Those are not bad blemishes.
Correct. And then going undefeated.
Oh, yeah.
So that's with a team of misfits, so to speak.
Here's another thing I was thinking about after yesterday's show. You were downplaying that, Mario Cristobal got outcoached. And then I wanted to ask you, what do you think majority of the game, what was the lead that happened more than any other lead in the game in the national championship?
What do you mean when you say the lead?
10-0, 17-7, and 24-14. The amount of time that they had a 10-point lead was overwhelming. They were in firm control, and I think that you don't understand that he got outcoached. And that 10-point lead, almost the whole entire game, is proof that he wasn't going to give the game away. He was going to risk it too bad because other than the 2 4th and 5s, he really didn't take a whole lot of unnecessary risks because he knew that he could kind of like just sit on it, and he had the ability, his team had the ability to win it all.
I don't see, I get what you're saying, okay, but the way that I think when somebody outcoaches you is kind of what happened with Alabama. Alabama comes out there, kicks the ball off to Indiana. Indiana has their first series, they go 3 and out. Alabama has their first series, they go 3 and out.
Yeah.
And then the next series,
touchdown,
they go straight down the field and score. Then they stop Alabama, go 3 and out.
Yeah.
And it seems like
that was the moment
that everything that Alabama did, they already knew or was already in control because they were not bigger than Alabama. They didn't have the 5 stars that Alabama had.
They weren't as fast.
They wasn't as fast. They wasn't as athletic. But Alabama was outcoached. Whereas, yes, did they have anybody on their team that was a 5-star? No. Did they have anybody that was, highly ranked or highly recruited? No. But what I'm saying is the fact that how the game went was close enough. It wasn't a total out-coaching because you take away the punt, which to me was not coaching. It was execution of the play.
Yeah.
And, okay, we'll give that to him. Okay, we can say, yes, we know he's a rugby-style kicker, so we know we're going to put our pressure to the right side because that's where he feels the most comfortable. We watched enough film. Okay, yeah, I'll give that to you. So that was them doing that. But the play that Mendoza made diving across the goal line, Kirk Cignetti just called a draw, which was a great call.
Yeah.
But it was no different than any other call that a coach has ever made that they converted on 4th down. But it was the ability of Mendoza not quitting and going after it because the things that they did was not spectacular.
But the blocking schemes helped it out a whole heck of a lot.
It did.
Yeah.
But Miami was able to do things that Alabama couldn't do, that Oregon couldn't do, that some of these other teams couldn't do. And realistically, at the end of it all, even Carson Beck says that, he felt like he lost the game. He said that. But at the end of it all, Miami still had a chance right there to win the game with plenty of time left on the clock with the timeout left. I mean, I don't see that part. But, either way.
The 10-point lead was a testament to how the coaching went.
Yeah. I mean, it is
control.
now. He was definitely in control. Of that, so I that him being exactly what everybody says he was or this team, yes. And even what Coach Whitten just said, that everybody's going to try to take something from this year and take something from this team. But looking at the draft, and I don't want to jump ahead, but this year's star power really wasn't here. Not to me.
I think
a team like Indiana, is it going to be surprising to you that maybe only 1 or 2 of those kids will go on to be starters in the NFL?
Oh, yeah. No, that doesn't surprise me at all because it was a whole program.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Somebody says on the Red 7T's phone line, if he wins one more in the next 3 years, then he will surpass Kirby. I think he already surpassed Ryan Day. Because Ryan Day's got 1 national title.
Yeah.
And now,
one loss.
Right.
So he's won 1, lost 1. Kirby's 1-2, lost 1. Yeah. He's in that conversation.
And
I don't know if he's surpassed Kirby Smart, but we'll have to.
I don't know. There's no way. You can't give me 2 years and be able to surpass Kirby because the thing about the Bulldogs, and I know we've got this whole Homer thing with SEC and Big Ten and all that, but your conference plays into whether or not you're great or not. Now, Kirby, I feel like the way he wins at Georgia and the way he's able to beat people and the way he's able to get out of those games that are tough back-to-back, losing people, losing starters, that kind of thing, I think he's still on the top of the mountain. I think he's still the top guy. But when you look at Signetti, with how the things are going, they lost Franklin in the Big Ten. They've gained Matt Campbell. They've gained Pat Fitzgerald's back. These kind of guys. Will he, Dan Lanning's there. When's he going to take the next step? Is he going to take the next step, or is he going to continuously just lose 2 games a year at Oregon, make the playoffs, and that be, kind of his can't win the big one? Is he going to be involved in that? Yeah. Michigan has went through what they went through. Now they're kind of thrown to the side. They got a 67-year-old head football coach now. Is he going to be able to weather the storm and not allow Michigan to go into the basement? Mm-hmm. Is he going to keep it even keel, or is it going to rise? I mean, you got all these questions about these teams, but you always got your Marylands, you always got your Minnesotas, you always got your Rutgers, Nebraskas, Wisconsin's, Illinois. Or is Bielema going to get, is he going to be able to get those kids? Is he going to be able to coach them up and get them to where Wisconsin was, where they would be a formidable opponent every year in the Big Ten or not? So there's a lot of questions about what Signetti, but there is not a question about this. Signetti now, I just want you to know, he is probably the only coach that has his own meal at Chipotle. So they've got Coach Signetti's I Win Bowl, which is a bowl with brown rice, chicken, black beans, and a side of guacamole for $11.85. Even though Chipotle don't sponsor the show, maybe they should. Maybe if I should call them and tell them that Kirk Signetti said sponsor the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson. But either way, we're going to go ahead and go to the Red 17's phone line. We got Robert on the line. Robert, how you doing today, my friend?
I'm sorry. Put your name.
Robert, are you there, my friend?
Oh, no.
All right, I think we lost him. But either way, when you look at how Signetti has changed the landscape, he really has changed it. And let me ask you this. I hate to be that guy. I hate to always be that guy.
That jumps on the bandwagon?
No.
Or just the moment?
No.
What?
Is it that there was a bubble, a vacuum, that when Saban left?
No.
The college football.
You are being that person now.
Is college football looking for the guy? It's because Saban,
they want to anoint somebody,
They want to anoint somebody.
Yeah.
They want somebody. And because Kirby hasn't won but the 2, they wanted to anoint him, and he just hasn't won it.
Or hasn't even been back to the title game to even lose it.
Right. So they haven't won since Stetson Bennett, and that's been, 3 years now, right?
Yeah. 3 years in a row that the Big Ten has won it.
And he hasn't even been in the championship. So that's why you think they're trying, and Dabo Sweeney, he's kind of out of the loop in that regard anymore. They're not really talking about him. Nobody really gives Ryan Day a shot because of some of the things he's done. So, I mean, there is a missing piece, and Signetti looks like he wants that role. He wants it. He likes talking smack. But let me ask you this. We only have about 5 minutes until our next break. They get a coaches poll at the end of the year. And Signetti was really high on all of the Big Ten teams. He ranked Iowa ahead of Alabama. That was one thing. He was a big-time hater of Vanderbilt. But there was something on there that I want to see what you think. So he placed Notre Dame at number 7. How does that make you feel, where you felt like Notre Dame was correctly left out of the playoff, but now you got Kirk Signetti at the end of the season saying that an Alabama team, that an Oklahoma team are less than a Notre Dame team that was out of the playoff, that didn't even play?
Nah, they were 11. They're 11. Leave them at 11. And, there's all this hindsight stuff. Oh, Texas A&M lost, in the first round and got upset in their home stadium. They only had one loss in the regular season. You couldn't put Notre Dame above Texas A&M before the playoffs. It's debatable even after the playoffs. And in Oklahoma, they had their chance to beat Alabama. They screwed it up.
Right. So, and then, but having...
other than those two teams, Oklahoma and Texas A&M, tell me, Who else? It's not Alabama. You can't drop Alabama behind Notre Dame. Ain't no way.
But he did. He did. And is it Big Ten bias? Is it that he just wanted to, push him back? But he did put Oregon ahead of Ohio State.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of weird.
Yeah. Huh. And Ohio State, in hindsight, lost to Miami, who was one of the most improved teams in the nation, hands down.
Right.
Yeah, and Oregon got schooled by Indiana.
So the only two teams that Ohio State lost to, though, were the two teams that played for the national championship.
Yeah, which was exactly how Indiana lost to two teams that played in the national championship last year.
Right. So realistically, their team swapped.
And I know I ask you questions like, hey, Alabama lost 2 games this year, but you lost to the 2 best teams. You're like, I don't care.
Right.
Yeah.
It stinks.
It stinks.
It makes it.
Does it make me feel better? We lost
a little
to the
bit.
Best teams.
It makes me feel a little bit better. It's not. It's not great, but it does make me feel a little bit better.
Yeah.
You know what makes me feel a lot better?
AutoNation Ford.
AutoNation Ford in Panama City, 730 West 15th Street, right there by the railroad tracks. If you want a vehicle and you want a vehicle that you pick, that's where you know. You've been to car lots before. I know you've bought several vehicles in your lifetime.
Yeah.
Have you ever been to a car lot where they try to tell you what you want and instead they're trying to put you in a vehicle? Well, they don't do that at AutoNation Ford in Panama City. They let you pick your vehicle. They show you the inventory, and if you don't like it, then they say, well, the next thing is tell me what you want. And then they go and find it for you. There's AutoNations all over the country, and they'll be able to help you find the vehicle that you want. And that's the big difference when you're going to find a vehicle.
And in Louisiana, we would, I would Google cars, and boom, it'd always pop up AutoNation Houston. That's a massive one over there. They have such an inventory. It's incredible.
Yeah, so, they can get vehicles from straight over there.
Straight from Houston.
Not in Louisiana, because Louisiana, they don't have brand new car dealerships yet. They're close, but they're getting close. I'm just kidding. But also, don't forget Brandon and those guys at Recommended Collision Center. He comes in on Wednesdays. They do a wonderful job on your vehicle. Still, if your door handles aren't working right, if your windows don't go up and down the right way, maybe you're getting some leaks, or maybe say the front of your vehicle where your windshield wipers are, that's called the cowl area. Sometimes that leaks and it causes your vehicle to rust. And Brandon and those guys, because you do realize that the car is made to, when it takes on water, that it's made to be able to funnel the water to the place where it needs to be so that it doesn't stay in the areas that can rust.
Yeah.
So that's where rust comes from, is water not going the proper way. So Brandon taught me that. So there you go. But
tell me about Ty Humbert.
I don't know. He'll have to be on the sponsorship again.
Oh no, he's off.
No, for this week he is. He'll be back.
This week he'll be back.
But also, don't forget, Panama City Little League is having their baseball and softball signups. Go see them as well on their website. And also, Bone Crusher, we still got them on our website, right?
ESPNPC.com and click Little League.
And that's all you got to do. Just fill it out. And you know what? Maybe you say, I can't afford it. Well, guess what? Panama City also has grants to be able to help your child to be able to get to play. And then, you know what? Coaches, you guys need to go sign up. Volunteers, they need those as well. Mentor those little kids. They need it. They're out there trying to learn a game, and baseball is a great way to mentor little kids. So either way, we appreciate Panama City as well.
They'll tell you they're big kids now.
Yeah, they're big kids. That's right. But either way, when we come back, we are going to discuss a little bit more of the playoffs that's coming up this weekend. You're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson right here, 104.3 ESPN, Northwest Florida.
Reach out and smack someone. Call or text now. 850-215-6290. The Red 7T Studio Line. ESPN Northwest Florida. The Paul Feinbaum Show.
Chris Lowe, it has been a bleak fortnight in Alabama.
They've made progress, but I think the fact that they lost 2 of their last 3 games, money games, games that everybody remembers, is something that's not going to sit well.
Paul Feinbaum, weeknights, 6 to 10 on ESPN Northwest Florida.
If you're one of the millions of Americans behind on your taxes, if you're afraid to open your mail because IRS collection letters could be coming, listen carefully. The IRS is cracking down, taking paychecks, freezing bank accounts, revoking passports. That's a fact. But here's what most people don't know. There are official tax relief programs designed to help struggling taxpayers. Programs that could save you thousands if you qualify. No one knows these programs better than the experts at Optima Tax Relief. Optima's award-winning team will fight to protect your paycheck, your passport, and your property. Their tax attorneys and licensed tax professionals will work tirelessly to get you the best deal possible with the IRS. Every day, penalties and interest keep piling up, so don't wait. Call Optima now for a free consultation.
Call 800-783-8055. That's 800-783-8055. 800-783-8055.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
ESPN Northwest Florida. The magic plays here.
Couple of fakes outside Wagner, the pump and drive back to back. For the flush.
Tonight, it's the Magic versus the Hornets. Tip-off at 6 right here.
Your new home for select Orlando Magic games. The NBA is on. ESPN Northwest Florida. Your put-downs, smackdowns, and shutdowns.
That's the difference between a winning football team and a losing football team.
It's a Trash Talk Thursday on the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Welcome back. You're listening to the Sports Blitz right here with Paul Wilson. And 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Don't forget, right after the show, the Orlando Magic. They play the Charlotte Hornets. So, Magic, go ahead and eat those Hornets up tonight. Let's go. Let's win one. Don't forget, you can call in and be a part of the show, 850-215-6290. You know, I'm looking at the Red 70s phone line right now, and I'm going to tell you that a Miami fan just has texted in, and he said the Indiana will stink again next year. Them grown men are gone. Signetti is a joke. How about that? How about that? A little smack talk for Thursday.
Yeah, that is a trash talk Thursday.
So that gives you a little bit. Now, Jeffrey,
I think they won one of the best conferences in the nation, and Miami couldn't even get into the ACC championship, and I'm not even sure if that was the fourth best conference in the nation because they slipped one team in, like the American Conference and like the Sun Belt Conference.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, just one team.
And the Big 12.
Yeah.
One team.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Notre Dame still didn't make it in.
But
that's awful.
That said, ACC team made it all the way to the championship.
Extremely improved.
Yeah. So
that was not the same team that lost to SMU or Louisville.
No.
They were so much better.
They were better. And, you know, the grind, man. It is a grind. And it definitely shows you what the coaches have to do for such a long season and the way it works. I mean, even just with Indiana going undefeated all the way through, and even if that game would have been by 1 point, it wouldn't have mattered. It would still be a great deal of having to keep your team locked in for that many games. I mean, gosh, it's hard. Yeah, I'm sure we could ask Coach Whidden. I'm sure we could ask Coach Brown. How hard is it to keep the kids locked in for that long?
Yeah.
You know, because just like he's talking about, they're going right now to work out. So they're starting in January already, and they're going to run all the way through the summer. They're going to go all the way through the summer. They're going to come back to school, and then they're going to have to start all over again with getting ready for hitting and all the stuff that they got to do for football. So, I mean, it's a big deal. And to keep grown men tuned in, ready to go to keep that up is something to be had. So that's pretty fantastic.
Well, Miami owns the state.
They do.
You know, I'm not knocking anything. I'm not going to talk about UCF is a pretty big school, right?
Yeah, they're big.
Yeah, they're big. But Miami beat South Florida like a drum.
Right.
and they beat the Gators like a drum, and they beat Florida by like 6 or 7 points. Florida State. I'm sorry, the Seminoles. So they beat 3 in-state opponents, and they pretty much were the 3 biggest opponents for in-state competition, really.
Yeah.
So the Hurricanes own the state, but guess what? Who owns the state in basketball?
Florida.
Florida does, but Florida State owns Miami. And I watched the game 2 nights ago. Florida State playing Miami in Miami the day after the football national championship. And Florida State pulled the upset. They were 0-5 in the ACC, Florida State was, and Miami was 4-1. So this was not supposed to be a close game like that. In Miami, Florida State beat them. They're on a 6-game win streak versus Miami. They haven't lost to Miami since 2023, 3 years. And that game in 23, it broke a 9-game win streak that Florida State had on Miami. So they've beaten them 15 of the last 16 times.
That's crazy.
And Miami wasn't even thinking about being on the bubble. And, they keep on sliding. It's not going to be good. And I got to watch a game last night, too. Kentucky, Texas was a big game.
Yeah, that was good, too. You know what? As much as the Kentucky Wildcat fans were harping on Mark Pope, it seems like he's turned it around. They have 4-game win streak, right?
4-game win streak, yeah.
And beating Texas, which Texas...
Texas was on the bubble pretty much, but
they're kind of down.
Yeah, so now what? Kentucky's 4-2?
Yep.
And Texas is 2-4. Mm-hmm. So if they had dropped that game, they'd both be 3-3. Kentucky has the better overall record, I know, but they would have both been on the bubble or maybe on the outside. And I know it's way too early. We have 10 more conference games, and then we have the SEC tournament.
Yeah, but you got Florida, Texas A&M, Georgia, Arkansas, Alabama, and then UK right there to...
Where's LSU? Keep on scrolling.
They're all the way at the bottom.
1 win. It's awful.
I suppose that I've heard some rumors that they're probably going to bring back the old coach that they got rid of that could win.
Wade.
Was it Wilson? No.
Wade.
Will Wade.
Will Wade.
Will Wade might be coming back to the Tigers since, he was cheating and paying players and doing all kinds of stuff.
And he was outspoken about it.
Now it's legal to pay players, so I guess bring him back. Yeah, come on back. I mean, if they were going to bring Coach O back, they were going to bring him back. Nothing ever came of that. I never thought, I thought maybe...
probation.
I'm saying I thought maybe Lane Kiffin was going to bring Coach O back to coach at LSU, but that never did take place. So, but either way, I guess Coach O's work that he's gotten done on his face kind of made him to where he couldn't... a lot of Botox. For Coach O. But, when you look at the Florida State and Miami and Florida, you wonder how that's going to... Because, like Coach Tommy Joe was talking about, the 5 stars that are still here in the States, they're still going to get their scholarships. They're still going to be the ones that everybody goes and gets.
The size, the physique.
The big ones. The ones that can run and are already good, they're ready to go. Those guys are still going to go. But now the pool is going to be smaller, and you already know that Florida State, they're almost tapping out when it comes to trying to get the in-state talent because they're trying to build their team with the portal because they got more portal players than anything else. Now I think Miami is going to be able to dominate because now the people think, well, maybe the U is really back, and then if they are back, then they're going to start getting the top talent. You got the new coach over at Florida, whether or not John Summerall is going to be able to combat that and win the state. That's going to be the big kicker,
You got to not have a Lamar Jackson go to Louisville from Miami, and Mendoza, hindsight, and everything, but he wasn't, he didn't fit what everybody thought he should be coming out of high school.
Right.
So under the radar. But Indiana had 7 players from the state of Florida on their roster, and 5 of them were from Miami.
Wow. And all of them starters, right?
No, not all of them starters, but, majority of those 7 Florida guys were, starters. But the other 2 were Lakeland and one from Jacksonville. So 5 guys from Miami playing for the Hoosiers. Oh, yeah. Miami guys, y'all are in paradise. Why don't you come up here to Bloomington, Indiana to come play football?
Coach Saban talked about that. He said they have to be paying them a lot more money than they're telling you because nobody in their right mind would want to go from paradise, from the south, from the great weather, from the sun, to go up to the north and play in those cold, frigid temperatures. There's no possible way.
Who's paying this? Lucas Oil?
I mean, somebody. They're doing Mark Cuban's paying them.
Oh, Mark Cuban, yeah.
And which, if you hear Signetti talk, he talks about how that Mark Cuban could give a lot more and still wouldn't hurt his net worth, so to speak. So yeah. So are you pulling? So obviously LSU does not have a basketball program right now, so you really can't. I mean, they're not
women's.
They're not.
Come on, man.
I forgot.
I'm really
break out your Angel Reese LSU jersey. But when you look at it, who are you going to be pulling for as far as for the SEC in basketball? Because you got Alabama, you got Florida, you got A&M, you got these guys that are pretty good, and they could make a run because it's the same way as the NFL or as college. You don't really know in football.
I think Georgia was ranked 21st, and they lost last night, I think.
Yeah, I believe you're right.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Gators.
You're going to be a big push for the Gators. Yeah, see, I think so, too. I think the Gators, obviously, it's so hard to repeat, so I'm not saying they're going to repeat, but, man, they've got a core group of guys, and they changed their jerseys. They left their jerseys, so they got new numbers, and they did well with their numbers, so they're probably going to keep those new numbers so that they get rid of the old numbers.
So a defeatist attitude. Watching Kentucky basketball last night.
Go ahead and hit the music.
Hit the music.
Yeah. Georgia won, by the way.
Oh, Georgia won? Okay.
2 nights ago.
2 nights ago. Okay, so they're still hanging in there. Not for long. Because Georgia basketball, and they had Dominique Wilkins, still couldn't do nothing. Repeatedly. I think they won the SEC tournament one time, and they weren't even supposed to win it that year. But anyway, watching Kentucky basketball, Kentucky's up, they're winning. And girlfriend says, they're going to lose. They're going to find a way to lose it. I'm like, are you crazy? Y'all the winningest basketball program in the history of Earth. And she's like, oh, no, we're second behind UCLA. I said, yeah, in titles, but go and look at how many wins. And she's like, Googled it up. She's like, we're the winningest basketball program in the history of Earth. And they still think that they're going to lose it. When they're winning, they'll find a way to mess it up. And I'm like, how do they have that mentality? I don't get it. And they're like that in football, too, because I went to a game, and it was just like it. We're going to find a way to lose. And I hate that. When you're watching Alabama football, hopefully there'll never be a time where you're like, we'll find a way to lose this game.
I sure hope not.
Especially against Auburn.
Speaking of Auburn, just so everybody knows, for once the rigmarole of recruiting kind of gets going and kind of slows down a little bit, we are in line to have Coach Golish on the show, so that's going to be something good. And then also Coach John Summerall is going to join us as well.
I'm joking.
Man, you're going to really start this year off really bad if the
Gator fans will like me in one moment, and the next moment they'll like.
Well, they said you're kind of playing both sides of the table. You're like, I'm gonna pull for the Gators for basketball, and then when I mentioned their football coach, you're saying whatever, But
and LSU doesn't even have to play him next year.
Yeah, but also just so you know, I am putting in for the credentials to get to have Lane Kiffin on. So we'll see.
Okay.
We got it's going to be a lot harder with that. With those guys, I'm going to drop my Cajun accent and try to see what happens.
Oh, my goodness.
I'm just kidding. But either way, yeah, that's how it's going to be. So real quick, we only have about a minute to go. Are you still feeling like, and we'll talk about it big time tomorrow. Tomorrow will be an NFL playoff Friday. Do you still feel real strong that Stidham is not going to be able to carry the weight of Bo Nix and beat the Patriots? Because there's a lot of people talking about about Stidham.
And about, what is it, 6 or 7 backup quarterbacks have won the Super Bowl, and Doug Williams, and Jim Plunkett was another one that was on the list that I did not know.
Yeah. Wow.
Earl Morrell, after Greasy went out.
Yeah, so,
I mean, it's shocking, but I'll tell you one thing. This is going to be another game where I pick the Patriots, But guess who I'm going to be pulling for? The Broncos.
Wow.
Are you going to be pulling for the Patriots?
I don't know if I'm going to be pulling for the Patriots. I haven't picked yet, but I will pick tomorrow. But I just, I don't know. I'm not a big fan of Bo Nix, but I am a fan of Sean Payton.
Okay.
So I do like Sean Payton. So we'll see. But, I mean, when you look at it, a backup quarterback, can he do it? Will that be the craziest NFL story of the year? Either way, we are done here. Thanks to all of our guests. Thanks for all of our listeners as well. Go on Facebook, go on YouTube, like, subscribe, and share. Thanks so much for joining us today. You've been listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson right here, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. We'll see you tomorrow. Let's go, Magic.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Colin Cowherd. The Rams prove once again, regardless of weather, this warm weather indoor football team goes to Chicago. Folks, they didn't have a dropped pass, and that's why they beat the Bears. This LA team played more efficiently and played cleaner.
The Herd with Colin Cowherd.
Weekdays at 1.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good evening. This is Joanna on ESPN Northwest Florida with Thursday's weather forecast. Slightly foggy and mostly clear tonight with a low near 57 and a wind 1 to 5 miles per hour. A mixture of very light showers and some clouds tomorrow morning, a light breeze and a temperature of 65. About the same in the afternoon and evening around 66 with a mixture of mostly clouds and very light rain. Mostly cloudy Saturday and quite warm around 68.